guys? Welcome to my channel, Kiloman01, and it's so great to have you here. Today we're going to be going over Winds of Valen, the map and locations. So I'm just going to be quickly going over the map. It's not a very big map at all whatsoever. There are some sections that I'm not going to be going to, so just so you're aware, don't expect me to go to the PvP area. I will not be covering that in this portion of the map. I'll probably cover that later on, but I will be covering the important areas of the map and the basic areas of the map. And just so you know, the map that I am using, you can see here on the screen. So this map is actually an online map. I don't know if the developers made it or if an independent person made it, but I will be posting a link for this. It is online. You are able to pull it up. So I will be posting a link for this in the description. So if you are interested in utilizing that map, then feel free to. Once again, I did not make the map. I don't know who did, but whoever did, thank you so much. So here we are in Town 1. Okay, so Town 1 is kind of more in the center portion of the map, I guess you could say. We're going to call this Capital City because we have this beautiful castle right here. So Town 1 has quite a bit in it. Town 1 is one of the most populated areas, I guess you'd call it, one of the busiest areas. You will be spending quite a bit of time here in the beginning of the game, even kind of in the mid portion of the game. You really don't need to wander out until you start getting more into your combat stuff and you're a higher level to try to catch some of the drops and stuff. So here we are. This is the center of Town 1. We're going to call it Capital City. So Capital City here. You do have some of your merchants. You have your shields, you have your swords, and then you have your armor merchant. Right across the way here you have your potion merchant, and then right over here you have your mining merchant. Right here you have a jewelry merchant, the bank, and then this is a character customization area where you can come in, you can customize your character. If you would like to do that, you can. Essentially the creation menu, but just know that it does cost 1,000 gold, so you probably don't want to be doing that all the time. Now over here you have your tin and copper mining area. This is the only section of the map that has tin and copper, so once again, in the beginning of the game you will be spending quite a bit of time here, and I'm fortunate enough to be playing at a time where there's not very many people online, but this does get pretty busy. You have some skeleton miners over here. And then that's kind of about it for, I guess, the town area. Just right over here, we're just going to keep walking here, keep walking, keep walking. So over here you do have iron and coal that you can mine. And there is another area inside of the Skeleton Pioneer Cave that you are able to go through that has iron and coal, but this is the closest to Town 1 / Capital City, we will call it. So a lot of people do tend to mine here just because of its proximity to everything else. So we're going to break this next section up with the forest area. So in the forest area you can see, there's Capital City, and here we have the forest. Now there are a couple things in the forest, and I just want to make this known now. So the forest is really primarily only a combat area. There is some mithril rock which you are able to mine. There is only a bank here. There's nothing else besides that. The only reason why you're going to wander into the forest is for the combat. So in the beginning portion of the forest area, you are going to run into quite a bit of bandits. And you do have 3 of the bosses for the game that are in the forest area. So you can see here we have bandits all throughout. And then to the left we will have the first boss in the forest, which is the bandit leader. So there he is. I'm not strong enough, and nor do I have any of my combat gear, so I'm not going to try fighting him. We will go over more with the enemies in a separate video, but you do have the bandit leader there. So here we are at the next spot, the bandit mercenary area. You have bandit mercenaries and then the bandit mercenary boss. Once again, here is a bank. This is the only bank in the forest area, and this is the only stand, I guess you could call it. So here we have our bandit mercenaries, and then right up here on this hill you have your bandit mercenary boss, who once again I'm not going to be fighting. So that is the bandit mercenary area. That is kind of in the middle point of the forest. So now we're going to continue to work our way through. So you can see here we have this little magical gate here, and we have officially reached the elf area. Just a heads up, do not come here if you are a low level. These elves will murk you, they will kill you, they will destroy you, and then they're going to pee on your grave. So you have all these elves, everything like that, and then you have your third and final boss, which is in the forest area, which is the elf warden. At the southernmost point of the map, you can see there's some guys who are fighting him right there and killed him. Just for information, I do not know what that portal is, so don't ask. If you do happen to know what that is, feel free to post that in the comments section. And then right over here, you have Mithril Rock, and this is on both sides of the Elf Warden altar, I guess you can call it. So you can see there's more Mithril over there. So let's go ahead and skip ahead over to the capital city so that way we can go into the next portion of the map. Alright, welcome back. So we are now in the next portion of the spot. As you can see, right behind me is capital city. So here we are, there's capital city. So that way you have a general idea of where we're at, and I'm also going to be showing the map here as well. So once you cross the little bridge, here to the right, you can see we have the goblins. You do have a goblin berserker, who is going to be one of the first bosses that you'll probably be focusing on because he is only level 9. I'm going to call this section the highway just because there's highwaymen and there's this big long road that I'm going to assume is a highway. So over here you have your cemetery with some skeletons. They are not skeleton miners, they are just regular old skeletons. And then as we continue our journey, here to the left you can see just a little bit this little cabin with your highwaymen. So there they are. Now across from your highwaymen we're going to continue with the goblins, but the first ones that I showed you are regular goblins. The ones across this way are actually goblin villagers. So you can kind of see at the very top of the screen their base. They do have this little tent here, if you will call it that. So you have your one of your higher level bosses here. It's a goblin chieftain, and I'm gonna say he's like mid to high level. So here's their encampment. You have goblin villagers, and then right up there you have the goblin chieftain. So we're gonna keep working our way through the highway, and we're gonna go towards the skeleton cave. So we'll work our way around this mountain. And here's the first entrance to the skeleton cave. Now there is a bank right here in this entrance. Right up in there is the skeleton cave, and it is all connected. There is another entrance exit that you're able to go through the cave and come in or go out from on the other side of the mountain, which takes you over to town 2. We'll call this a northern city. So capital city is kind of in the center, northern city's up here on the north end of the map. So as you can see to the right, we have the cave entrance. Once again, all of Skeleton Cave connects together. Here in town 2 / northern city, you don't have very many vendors. There's your health lamp. You do have a mining vendor here. You have your smelting area. You have your anvil, a bank, and then the potions right here. Just be aware, this little scrawny forest over here starts the PvP area. Like how I said, I am not going to be going into the PvP area. So we're gonna come over here where there's some more skeletons. And these ones are not just regular skeletons, these ones are actually skeleton miners. So you have that area. So now we're gonna check out the skeleton cave. Inside of the skeleton cave, it's almost a one-stop shop for your mining. You have coal, you have gold, you have iron, you have mithril, all inside of the cave that you can mine. You have a couple of enemies and bosses that you are able to fight in here. Okay, so here right at the entrance, you can see there's your iron, there's some coal. Down this hallway over here, if you go down that way, you will have some more mining that you're able to do. So let's come back out and let's go left. So you can already see here are some of your skeleton knights. So you don't want to mess with these guys unless you're a little bit higher level here. And then here's your skeleton pioneer, and they're all by his lonesome. So we're gonna come back out this way. And here you are, there's some mithril. And then back over here is your entrance exit, where the bank is. And then if you continue in, you can see there's some more of the mining area. Not much left here. So we're going to come back out over here so that we can get an idea of what area we're in. And here we are at the first entrance exit that goes into the skeleton cave, and then there's your bank right there. So obviously straight ahead we have the highway right here that will take you either way. Couple things of note for the map. We do recommend, or sorry, I should say I recommend that you just stay in Capital City while you are in the beginning levels. Fight some of the goblins, level up your combat, level up your attack, your defense, all that stuff. Level up your tools, your armor, everything that you need. Level all that up before you start venturing to the other places. Town 1, like how I said, is going to be where you're probably going to spend a good chunk of your beginning portion, because it has everything you need, and until you reach Steel, I probably wouldn't recommend leaving Town 1 to try to fight bosses or anything like that, because they will kill you and they will not have mercy on you. They will destroy your world. Now, the one thing that is nice about this game is if you do die in a non-PvP area, you will keep all your stuff. So once again, the map is not my map. I'm not taking any credit or claiming that I own it, but it is a good tool to use, and the link will be in my description. And so hopefully that was just a little bit helpful for you guys to kind of have a better idea of the map. This is as it currently stands. Once again, the game is in development. People are updating it actively. The devs are actively updating it, so there's nothing guaranteeing that the map isn't going to change, that they won't add more locations. And if they do that, I will try to keep up and update videos while they update the game. That's all that I have for you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you want to check out my other video that I have done on it, it's just going over the basics of the game. If you're trying to get into the game, watch the basics video. Kind of goes over in a nutshell the game itself and what you do in the game. But I do appreciate you guys for spending the time with me and watching this video. Thanks.